When it comes to low-profile mechanical keyboards, I honestly believe that NuPhy is still the leader of the pack, constantly innovating and improving throughout the years. While the rest is still catching up, NuPhy now has a bunch of Hall-effect low-profile keyboards, multiple generations of the Air and Halo series, and some unique and interesting keyboards like the GEM80, Keycaps75, and the NuPhy X BH65. What we have here though is version 3 of the classic NuPhy Air75, and I'm glad to share that it maintained most of the things that I like about the version 1 while offering a bunch of innovative features that really fine-tune its character and functionalities. And boy, I'm glad to see the streamlined and intuitive multi-platform NuPhy I/O software. Do you feel my excitement? Let's get into it. As always, honest disclaimer, this video is not paid, but NuPhy sent us a review sample for me to share with you my honest experience. They will not see this video or even my script prior to release. Now, the first thing that strikes me the most about the NuPhy Air75 V3 is the fact that it still looks almost like the original Air75, but feels more robust and polished. The build quality has significantly improved, and it feels really solid without much flex and weighs roughly 733 grams. And it sounds better too, cleaner and deeper. More on that later. Looking at the side, as you can tell, the mid-frame is uniform with flat sides, curved corners, and chamfered edges, while the bottom case is tapered, providing a 4-degree angle by default. Additionally, thanks to the 3-stage adjustable kickstand, we can also prop it up at 8 and 10-degree angles. Now, one of the selling points of the NuPhy Air series keyboards is that it is the perfect keyboard for Mac setups, and the fact that you can put it right on top of your MacBook. It also features a Mac-specific key layout with corresponding legends on the keycaps for a seamless experience. Being a low-profile keyboard, it's definitely thinner than most high-profile keyboards with a thickness of 13.2mm on the front side and 26.5mm on the back side. Speaking of the backside, we have all our switches and ports here, including the switch for the tri-mode connectivity and a dedicated switch for Windows and Mac OS. And then on the other side, we have the compartment for the USB dongle and the USB-C port. Now at the bottom, as you can tell, we have a durable translucent ABS plastic with 4 thin rubber feet, including the ones under the kickstand. And then we have the iconic chrome badge at the center with technical details, branding, and other stuff. Going back on top, the layout is essentially the same with a compact 75% form factor and basically the same fonts and legends, but it has a few key innovations in place, one of which is the interchangeable knob. You can choose to install a standard mechanical switch or install the Rotary Encoder, which comes with 2 different profile rotary knobs. And the implementation here is fairly intuitive. And yes, you can customize the function of this via the NuPhy I/O software. More on that later. But really, what I like about this rotary knob is that it's super tactile. Now, another key improvement on the NuPhy Air75 V3 is the typing experience. They are now using nano switches made by Gateron. And if my memory serves me right, this is the first keyboard from the NuPhy Air series that features full palm switches. And what's good about this? Well, it depends on your preference, is that the travel distance of this nano switch is up to 3.5mm, providing that enhanced typing feel. And as I alluded to earlier, these red nano switches sound clean and deep. Partner that with substantially lubed plate mount stabilizers and you'll get a smooth and satisfying typing experience. And with that, here's a quick sound test for you guys. Now the keycaps are still double shot PBT, nothing much has changed here. By the way, NuPhy also sent a few samples of the blush nano switches, which are absolutely quiet thanks to the nylon PA66 bottom housing while providing a similar smooth typing feel. As you can tell, like most NuPhy keyboards, this also has Hotswappable sockets, so you can explore other switches like what we just did, and potentially replace faulty switches in the future. Just make sure to double check compatibility, as not all low profile switches have the same pin layouts. Aside from that, NuPhy has also improved the functionality of the two LED indicators on both sides by adding partitions for each LED, making it more functional than before. The left side serves as an indicator for connection modes, while the right side is for battery and OS modes, and by default, it serves as a typing speed indicator. And yes, you can also customize this via the NuPhy I/O software. Speaking of lighting, even though the keycaps do not shine through, as you can tell, the RGB lighting is still super vibrant thanks to the white switch film under the translucent polycarbonate plate that reflects and diffuses the lighting around the keyboard. By the way, you may notice a tiny button besides the caps lock. NuPhy confirmed that it is a reset button just in case the keyboard freezes up, but it should be used only if absolutely necessary. So yeah, in a way, it's kind of reassuring to have that as a backup to the software or key combinations. Now, I gotta be honest, I have no idea how to tear this keyboard apart. There's no visible screws or clips to pry open, and I actually don't think it's really necessary as this keyboard sounds and feels really good already out of the box. But based on the product page, it looks like it has pretty much all the expected modern sound dampening material with gasket mount. Now, before we take a look at the NuPhy I/O software, I just want to quickly talk about the tri-mode connectivity and battery life. NuPhy is actually one of the first brands that released a low-profile mechanical keyboard with tri-mode connectivity, and that stayed the same up until now. But what's absolutely insane here is the battery life improvement, now up to 1,200 hours with RGB off. For context, the previous version is only up to 220 hours, so that's roughly around 445% increase. This means you might not have to plug it in for several months. Now here comes a very interesting aspect of this keyboard and NuPhy in general. You see, NuPhy, being one of the pioneers when it comes to real low-profile mechanical keyboards, decided to come up with their own software called NuPhy Console for the first generation Air and Halo keyboards, and I remember being so bummed about it not being able to support macOS. So with community feedback in mind, they finally gave in and added QMK/VIA support on their second generation keyboards, which is highly appreciated. However, QMK/VIA is arguably kinda confusing for beginners and limited for everything these NuPhy keyboards have to offer. So NuPhy decided to create the NuPhy I/O, which I think is the best software they've made so far. It's fluid, intuitive, and for the most part, polished. And based on these logs, it looks like they are frequently updating it. And the best part is, it's browser-based, meaning it's pretty much multi-platform compatible, including macOS. With proprietary software like this, NuPhy was able to unlock other advanced functions such as toggle key, where you can lock or hold a key's function, let's say the control or shift key, just by tapping it. This is nice for running or crouching in-game without continuously pressing the key, if ever that option is not available natively in-game. We also have the popular SOCD function found on most gaming keyboards, and you can choose specifically what type of behavior or priority you want these keys to perform. And lastly, we have Tap Dance, which allows you to perform 3 different functions using a single key. For example, here I set the letter A to type A on one tap, type B on double tap, and type C when holding. So yeah, obviously other gaming functions that are available on NuPhy Hall Effect gaming keyboards are not present here. Aside from that, of course, you can do basic key bindings, customize lighting effects for both the keys and the side LED indicators, record macros, and change other settings. Overall, the NuPhy I/O offers a good balance between functionality and accessibility, and I'm excited to see what they could come up with next. Now, as I'm finishing writing the script, I feel like I haven't really shared anything negative about this keyboard, and I'm just really hard-pressed to find anything significant. I mean, the design is iconic, the build quality has been improved, the typing sound and feel are decent out of the box, and the software is now intuitive and cross-platform, so yeah. Overall, to conclude, it has been a while since I've reviewed a NuPhy keyboard, and I would say it sparked the same enthusiasm I felt years ago about their products. The NuPhy Air75 V3 is still right there at the top, especially in terms of innovative features and functionalities, now backed with improved software. And they finally gave in and used full palm switches on their low-profile keyboards, which is an absolute game changer. I remember manually lubing my V1 and V2 switches before and modding them to sound better, but now it's finally good to go out of the box. And there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Huge thanks to NuPhy for sending this in. If you're interested in getting this keyboard and you also want to support the channel, please consider using my link below and use my code TechBroll to get an extra $10 off. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you appreciate this video and see you next time. Have a great day, guys. You're awesome.